Since you're watching this video, chances are you're looking for opportunity. Maybe you want to make more money. Maybe you're tired of the scams and all the hype. And if that's the case, you are definitely in the right place. You're about to see a brand new business concept out of Asia that has created over 5,000 millionaires. And understand, these are everyday people. These are not savvy business people. These are not expert marketers or anything like that. These are everyday people that have become millionaires. And it's because this concept is so powerful. It's never been seen before outside of Asia. When I first saw this, it completely blew my mind. And I actually moved to Asia. I'm currently living in Asia so that I can help bring this concept to the rest of the world, because I've never seen anything like this before, where everyday people can make this much money this quickly. And I don't care what your background is, and even if you have a hard time making your way around a computer, this is something that you can do, that you can be successful with. It is a real business that allows you to participate in some of the hottest trends on the internet today. And you're about to see why this has more potential than anything you're currently doing. So put away any distractions, close out Facebook, hide your cell phone, and pay very close attention to what you're about to see here. No hype, no BS. This may be the most important presentation that you ever come across. Now, before we get to that, I want you to understand, I'm not one of those people that hides behind a website using a fake name like so many people do. I'm very well known in this industry. I have a reputation for creating top selling offers and sales systems. Some of the most recognized brands in highly competitive markets such as weight loss, bodybuilding, and financial. I'm currently a strategist and advisor to a number of 8 and 9-figure businesses. I'm the founder of Max Response. This is our performance-based marketing company. We specialize in mass marketing, mass distribution. And I'm not showing you this to brag. This isn't to try to impress you. I simply want you to understand a little bit about my background, why I'm someone that you'd want to listen to. Over the years, I've taught many thousands of people around the world how to build a real profitable business. Many top earners, people that you see on the leaderboards, have been through this training in the past. We have countless testimonials, more success stories than anyone else that I know of in this industry. And so I know what works. I know it's effective. We've been able to pretty much dominate any offer that we would promote, that we would get involved with. And so like I said, I'm going to show you a new concept out of Asia that has far more potential than anything that we've ever done before. Now, before we get to that, I do want to make sure that we give a proper earnings disclaimer. No matter how good an opportunity is, we can't make promises, we can't make guarantees. You're not going to make money by simply watching this video. In order to be successful, you must take proper action. Some people seem to think that they're going to watch a video and checks are going to start showing up in the mail. That is not how this works. You understand that, right? The only thing that I can guarantee is that this is one of the greatest opportunities that you've ever seen. But what you decide to do with this information is completely up to you. So with that said, what is this all about? Well, recently a friend of mine had told me about a new business concept out of Asia. He told me how it wasn't network marketing, it wasn't MLM or anything like that, how you didn't have to refer a single person to make a lot of money with this business, and how everyday people were becoming millionaires. In fact, he said that this business concept had turned more everyday people into millionaires than any other business out there. And not only that, he said that he would prove it to me. Now, obviously, I was quite skeptical. After doing this for almost 20 years, I've seen a lot of stuff, and this just sounded way too good to be true. However, my friend is someone that I trust. He said he would fly me out, pay for everything, and I thought at the very least, I'd take a trip to Asia. This is a market that I was planning on getting involved with anyway, the largest commerce market on the planet, and so I decided to fly out. Little did I know, I was about to discover the most powerful business model for everyday people that I've ever seen. So this is Mr. Wong. and he's actually the inventor of the original system. He's a mathematician who had made just an absolute fortune with trading, and he decided that he wanted to leave a legacy. He wanted to give back. He wanted to help as many people as possible. And so he had an idea. He spent 4 years developing this platform. It was designed to help everyday people to build a successful business and generate wealth. And he actually designed it to overcome the flaws that he saw with network marketing. Now, this business model has created over 5,000 millionaires in just 7 years. And what's interesting about this is he had intentionally kept this small. You had to know someone to get involved in the inner circle. And so he was not interested in taking this to the masses. And yet, with a relatively small number of people in Asia, they were able to create over 5,000 millionaires in just 7 years. Pretty powerful, right? Well, what you're about to see is the next level. This is the evolution of this platform, and it is even more powerful. So before I show you how this works, how do everyday people get wealthy in a short period of time? Well, without the right skill sets, it can be almost impossible. Of course, we're able to enter into highly competitive markets and generate substantial amounts of profits. But like I said, I've been doing this for almost 20 years. And I pretty much eat, sleep, breathe marketing. And when you have the right skill sets, generating wealth becomes a lot easier. However, when your skill sets are limited, your options to generate wealth are also limited. It makes sense, right? And contrary to what some people out there will tell you, building a successful business can be very difficult without the right skill sets. And so how do everyday people get wealthy in a short time? Well, here are a couple of examples of how everyday average people have become millionaires pretty much overnight. You may remember the Facebook IPO. This is from ZDNet. You can see here, Facebook's IPO will create over 1,000 millionaires. So when Facebook went public, over 1,000 people became millionaires pretty much overnight. And so what we're looking at here is these people happen to be in the right place at the right time, and they also took the right action. They got involved in Facebook stock. Here's another example from Twitter's IPO. It says how tweet it is, over 1,600 new millionaires. And again, that was from Twitter's IPO. Another example of people in the right place at the right time taking the right action. Of course, we have Alibaba's recent IPO. You can see here, USA Today, Alibaba's affluent, instant riches for company workers. Again, people in the right place at the right time, taking the right action. And imagine the people that didn't take the stock options. Could you imagine if you were one of those people? All these people that you work with became millionaires. However, you decided that you didn't want to take the stock. That'd be pretty hard to swallow, right? Well, what if you could see something like this coming? What is the right opportunity at the right time for you? Well, let's take a look at the latest buzz that's been going on in the financial marketplace.
Let's move on to Bitcoin, shall we? That's a virtual currency.
We're going to talk about the cyber threat now. And who's ever heard of the Bitcoin?
It's even been called the future of money, the Bitcoin.
More on this cryptic and still somewhat confusing currency that is Bitcoin.
People are fascinated by anything that makes new highs every day for weeks on end, which Bitcoin has done.
Is it a market? Is it a bank? Is it an exchange?
The value of it, I mean, look at the chart, is sinking and skyrocketing.
Is this legitimate in your view?
It is legitimate, and it is a fascinating experiment.
It's an interesting brainchild, though. It really is, for people who around the world who are upset with fiat currency.
What about Silk Road and the Drug Association? What about HSBC? Billions of dollars of money laundering right there. The current scandal with co-op. People are scared by the banking in this country and around the world.
But the banking crisis there does raise the intriguing question of what is money?
What exactly is Bitcoin and how does it work?
There is no central bank, no central authority, no corporation behind it.
Knows no borders, knows no boundaries, and in many cases knows no rules.
It's a new internet protocol like email or the web.
All of this is done on peer-to-peer networks. Nobody really even knows who created the Bitcoin.
Developed entirely on an open platform.
No one's in charge. Totally decentralized.
Okay,
Free market.
The value of each Bitcoin hit a new high.
It has, as this chart shows, been skyrocketing in value over the past 3 years. I know some people are obsessed with this and have been all over this quote-unquote phenomenon.
So many people are jumping into this virtual currency. It's created so much attention. One of the biggest Bitcoin exchanges actually reported that it was having trouble technologically keeping up with all the order flow.
So pretty interesting, right? Well, first of all, I just want to say that this is not about Bitcoin. However, it does have to do with digital currency. Bitcoin was the first digital currency to the marketplace. It's been all over the media, all over the world. Many believe that digital currency is the future of money. And so again, Bitcoin was the first. It had become the most popular, and it kind of paved the way for digital currency. Well, quite a few people that got in early with Bitcoin ended up becoming millionaires. This is Bloomberg Business Week. This is from April 10th, 2013. It says, meet the Bitcoin millionaires. And essentially it talks about people that had gotten involved with Bitcoin early. They had bought Bitcoin for around 5-10 cents a Bitcoin. And then the price ended up rising to as much as $1,200 per Bitcoin. And many of these people that got in early made a lot of money and ended up becoming millionaires. Here's another example. A student bought $27 worth of Bitcoin in 2009. It says that he forgot about it. Bitcoin began to soar. He had about 5,000 Bitcoin worth almost $1 million. He ended up selling a fifth of his Bitcoin to buy an apartment in one of the richer parts of Norway. And so he had spent around $27 and had become a millionaire by getting involved with Bitcoin early on. Now, this opportunity with Bitcoin has already come and gone. What we're going to talk about is something that has far more profit potential for people like you and me. And to really help you understand the potential of what you're about to see, it's important to understand that many financial experts agree that Bitcoin has some major flaws. And so listen to what Peter Schiff, who is a very popular and trusted financial commentator, has to say about Bitcoin.
Here's the problem. People are advocating the use of Bitcoins as if it's a form of money, but it can't be, because Bitcoins do not represent a store of value. You don't know what Bitcoins are going to be worth next week, next year, in 5 years, or 10 years. Nobody knows. Will Bitcoins be worth zero? They might, because they don't have any intrinsic value. Somebody could come up with an alternative digital currency that maybe is more attractive than Bitcoins, and people will use that one. Somebody might come up with a legitimate digital currency that's actually backed by gold.
And so notice what he says at the end. Someone may come up with a legitimate digital currency that's backed by gold. And so what many financial experts are saying is that for there to be a legitimate digital currency that can be used as money, there must be some type of reserve system. That digital currency must be backed by gold, precious metals, something that helps to establish the real value of that currency. What these people don't know is that this digital currency already exists. So you are one of the very first people outside of Asia to see this. Introducing the Utoken. This digital currency is currently exploding throughout Asia. It was developed by UFUN Group. UFUN Group is backed by major multi-billion-dollar conglomerates. Like I said, this digital currency is exploding across Asia. It's being embraced by many businesses throughout the region. Unlike Bitcoin, this digital currency is actually being used for the buying and selling of goods and services. And also, unlike the Bitcoin that has major fluctuations in pricing, with Utoken we are seeing a consistent, substantial increase in value. And there is tremendous profit potential for both buyers and partners. And we'll talk more about that in a moment. So again, the Utoken was developed by UFUN Group. This company is backed by multi-billion-dollar conglomerates, some of the top business leaders throughout Asia. The UFUN Club International President is General Supan. He's the most beloved general throughout Thailand. People absolutely love General Supan. And something to understand about Asian culture, they take honor very, very seriously. And so for General Suppan to attach his name to a company like this says a lot about his belief in what this company is doing. It establishes instant credibility here in the East. We have the executive chairman and international marketing director, Dr. Daniel Tay. Daniel Tay has received many prestigious awards throughout Asia. He received the Asia Pacific Entrepreneur Excellence Award, the CEO Thailand Awards. He is a 9-figure earner, a top business leader here in Asia. UFUN Group also has a rock-solid execution team. I'm not going to go into everyone. Some of the people you see here are multimillionaires, some of the top people from their respective fields. UFUN Group is continuing to bring in the top talent throughout Asia to help facilitate the growth and development of the company. So unlike Bitcoin, that doesn't have any structure, it doesn't have any organization, UFUN has a strong execution team to facilitate growth and development and expand this company throughout the world. Now, this company is so well put together that they are receiving award after award. Here again, we can see the Asia Pacific International Entrepreneur Excellence Award. This is one of the most prestigious awards that a company can receive here in Asia. And to give you an idea of how quickly this company is growing, in just 1 year, UFUN has expanded the platform to over 25 countries. And I'm not just talking about having people in these countries, we're talking about having operations in these countries. And they're getting ready to set up a UFUN center in the UK. They're opening another UFUN center in the United States and a number of other countries throughout the world. So we're talking about massive growth. The plans for global expansion are in the process of rolling out. And so we're just getting ready to penetrate into the English-speaking countries throughout the world. And we'll talk more about that in a moment. Now, like I said before, many of the top financial experts agree to have a legitimate digital currency that can be used in commerce. There must be some type of reserve system. You must have gold, precious metals, something backing the currency that can help establish the value of the currency. That's what helps to keep a currency stable so that it can be used for the buying and selling of goods and services. And this is another major advantage of Utoken over every other digital currency in the marketplace. And that is the fact that the Utoken is the only digital currency with an actual reserve system. So this was established March 2014. There are 3 banks that are partners with the reserve. BDG Bank is the primary bank overseeing the reserve. Here you can see a check for $10 million to Utoken Reserve Limited. The reserve also meets the Basel guidelines, which are the international banking guidelines. And to meet the guidelines, checks and balances are watched over very carefully. They're in the process of backing the reserve with gold. It's also covered by grade A insurance. And so what we have here is a real reserve system that's backed by gold, backed by assets, and covered by insurance. There's no other reserve system like this for digital currency anywhere else in the world. And so this is very powerful. And this is why so many businesses throughout Asia are willing to accept the Utoken, and why multi-billion-dollar joint venture partners continue to come to the table. And that's because UFUN Group had the foresight to do something truly revolutionary for the digital currency marketplace. And so let me show you what a reserve system does for a digital currency. This is Bitcoin. Like I said, Bitcoin does not have a reserve system. And you can see the price is all over the place, just insane volatility. And that's because there is no reserve system that is establishing the value of the currency. And because the price is all over the place, businesses do not want to accept Bitcoin in transactions, because let's say you're a business and you accept $10,000 worth of Bitcoin. Well, later that day, later that week, the value of that Bitcoin may drop substantially. And that could be a big problem for your business if you're accepting Bitcoin. Now, with Utoken, we have the Utoken Reserve. And the way things are set up, you can see over time, the Utoken is consistently increasing in value. There are 2 times where the value per Utoken, where the price per Utoken drops, this was done intentionally. There was a split of the currency. And so if you had 1,000 Utoken, you now had 10,000 Utoken, but the price of the currency had dropped from $1 to 10 cents. This happened twice. And then you could see here, as we get into September, we are seeing the increase in value accelerate. You can also see the volume down here. The volume over the past few months has increased dramatically. We're looking at a volume of over 10 million per day, so significant volume. And we are just getting into momentum here in Asia, and we haven't even begun to penetrate into the English-speaking countries throughout the world. So pretty powerful, right? And again, this is why so many businesses throughout Asia are willing to accept the Utoken, because they know that historically, the Utoken always increases in value. And if you understand what's going on with the company, it becomes pretty obvious that the value is likely to be much, much higher in the future. And so this is why big business owners are putting in hundreds of thousands of dollars into Utoken. Joint venture partners are coming to the table. They're putting together multi-billion-dollar deals. As an example, this is Bina Puri. Bina Puri is one of the largest development companies in Malaysia. This is a multi-billion-dollar company. They're doing joint ventures with UFUN Properties, which is one of the components of UFUN. They just completed the Bangkok Marina Resort and Spa. This was a deal that was all over the media here in Asia. Here's another joint venture deal that was just completed. This is the Marble Mining Project. You can see the project value is 135 billion RMB. That comes to about $22 billion with a B, billion dollars. Here you can see a couple of photos of Executive Chairman Dato Daniel Tay at the actual mining facility. This is an actual mountain of marble. Here's a photo from the Strategic Partnership Agreement signing ceremony. I was actually at this ceremony. There are around 10,000 people in attendance. Like I said, this is a multi-billion-dollar deal. And that's just a couple of examples. There are other major deals that are in the works right now. I cannot go into the details quite yet. However, what I can tell you is that another partnership agreement is about to get signed with a large e-commerce platform out of China. This is very similar to Tmall, which is one of the Alibaba properties where you can purchase just about anything from the mall: household goods, Rolex watches, phones, accessories, pretty much anything that you'd want to buy shipped anywhere in the world. And Asia is by far the largest online commerce market. You can see here from Bloomberg, Alibaba goes global. Single day sales top $5.9 billion. So they sold more than $5.9 billion of merchandise within 14 hours. And so essentially what UFUN Group has done is they've combined two of the hottest trends, which are digital currency and online commerce. And so not only do we have a digital currency where the value is increasing very quickly, we also have the online commerce side of the business where people can buy anything they want anywhere in the world using the Utoken digital currency. So what we have here is the fastest growing digital currency, a legitimate digital currency combined with the Alibaba e-commerce model. Now that is powerful, right? So there's nothing else out there like this. We are so far ahead of the game. We have so much traction in the marketplace, combined with multi-billion-dollar backing and strategic partnerships. It is pretty much impossible for any copycats to try to catch up. And like I said, there are other major deals, strategic partnerships that are taking place. There are too many to go into in this presentation. What I want you to understand is that profits from these partnerships are flowing into the reserve, which also increases the value of the Utoken. And with over 250,000 accounts, with such a strong user base, many big companies are beginning to accept Utoken. As an example, Carl Corrington Medical Center, which is the premier medical center in Malaysia for cosmetic surgery and other types of health services, just started accepting Utoken. And for a medical center like this to begin accepting this currency is a very big deal. Like I said, many big businesses are now getting on board. And here's a travel company accepting Utoken. Here's a retail electronics company accepting Utoken. Here is a Utoken cafe. Here's another local business accepting Utoken. I can show you example after example. There are countless businesses beginning to accept Utoken because with the increasing value and the strong user base, it makes it a no-brainer for these businesses to accept this digital currency. So there's so much that can be said about UFUN and the Utoken. I'm trying to keep this short. I'm trying to stick with some of the highlights. And so again, to kind of summarize some of the advantages of the Utoken, we've got a rock solid management and execution team, some of the top business leaders and experts throughout Asia. UFUN is backed by multi-billion-dollar companies, wealthy, powerful business executives that are involved backing and supporting this company. They're doing multi-billion-dollar joint venture deals. It's a legitimate currency, the only currency in the market with a real reserve system, backed by gold, backed by assets. It meets international banking requirements. It's backed by grade A insurance. We're seeing a consistent and substantial increase in value. There's a strong user base with over 250,000 accounts. We're combining two of the hottest trends right now, digital currency and e-commerce. And right now the Utoken is being accepted by countless businesses throughout Asia. So all that being said is pretty flipping impressive, right? Obviously, this isn't some little Mickey Mouse operation like most of the stuff out there. And what's most exciting is the opportunity for us to make money with this. And that's why you're here, right? Well, let's take a look at why this is the greatest opportunity to profit that you have most likely ever seen. So with UFUN, with the Utoken, there are two ways for us to profit. And of course, the first way to profit is from the increase in value of the Utoken. And remember, I had shown you this chart. This is an actual chart of the increase in value. And as we talked about, the increase in value is accelerating as profit is flowing into the reserve, as more businesses are accepting Utoken, and as people are buying Utoken, it drives the value of the currency up. We're seeing a dramatic increase in the volume. And so again, the increase in value is accelerating. And this is just from the growth that we've been seeing in Asia. And even though we have a lot of traction, we haven't even really begun to scratch the surface of this massive Asian market. And did I mention that all the English-speaking countries are wide open? That you are one of the very first people to see this? We'll talk more about that in a moment. Well, the first time it took 9 months for the Utoken to go from 10 cents to $1. So if you had $1,000 in Utoken, it would have become $10,000. If you had $10,000 in Utoken, it would have multiplied to $100,000. If you put in $100,000 in a Utoken, it would have multiplied into $1 million. And that's without doing anything on your part. That is just the increase in value of the Utoken. Well, there was just a split on the Utoken that brought the price back down to 10 cents. This was done strategically, and to keep it simple, if you had 1,000 Utoken, you would have now had 10,000 Utoken. If you had 1,000, you would now have 10,000 Utoken. And so again, this was done strategically, and now projections are showing that the way things are today, that the value will increase to $1 plus in the next 4 to 6 months. So it took 9 months the first time to go from 10 cents to over $1. Now we're expecting it to go from 10 cents to over $1 in the next 4 to 6 months because again, the increase in value is accelerating. So this is what I call a money multiplier. It's multiplying your money without you having to do anything. It is very powerful. And this is why there are wealthy business people in Asia buying hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of Utoken. The people that know about this are trying to accumulate as many Utokens as they possibly can. It's a no-brainer. That's why we're doing the exact same thing. And right now, there are preparations underway to take UFUN and the Utoken to the NASDAQ stock exchange. When this happens, the price of the Utoken could just skyrocket. And right now, the goal is for this to take place sometime in 2015, which at the time of this recording is right around the corner. So as you can see, this is very powerful. Most investors are ecstatic if they could get a 10% return per year. However, this is not an investment. This is a money multiplier. I don't know of any investment that can multiply your money like this can. And the real beauty is, to profit with this, you do not have to refer a single person. You don't have to do any marketing whatsoever. You're simply profiting from the increase in value of the currency. It makes sense, right? And so if you're one of those people that wants to make money passively, it does not get any better than this. And now you may be wondering, once you buy Utoken, how do you go about selling your Utoken? And it's very, very simple. There is a Utoken exchange. And so just like with other exchanges, you can simply place a sell order, and because of the many millions in volume being transacted on a daily basis, these orders go through almost instantaneously. So it's very, very simple to buy and sell Utoken, and we provide you a step-by-step training on how to do everything. So there is some serious potential when you join UFUN and simply buy Utoken. However, there is a second way to profit, and in my opinion, this is even more exciting. And so the second way to profit is to help us bring Utoken to the rest of the world. Like I said, you are one of the very first people to see this outside of Asia. The entire English speaking market is wide open. In fact, we're creating the first material for this company, for this opportunity in English. So you can look at this map and see the percentage of English speaking people throughout the world. Like I said, all the English speaking markets are completely wide open. And right now we have positioned ourselves as the gateway. All the English speaking people are going to be coming in through us. So think about the size of these markets. Think about the growth potential. There is a massive, massive opportunity in helping us to bring UFUN, to bring the Utoken to the rest of the world. This opportunity is so big that I've left everything behind. I'm currently living here in Asia because I believe that this is a once in a lifetime opportunity. And we have a huge advantage. We're currently working directly with the top executives of the company. They're providing us with everything that we need to penetrate into these markets. And when you truly understand how all this works, the potential is mind-boggling. And if you're wondering if this is something that you can do, we're making it as simple as it can possibly be. All you have to do is just send people to a presentation just like this. We're also going to be doing live webinars, so you can invite people to one of our webinars, and we will do all the explaining and everything for you. We're going to provide you with step-by-step training on everything that you need to know. And like I said, it cannot get any easier than this. The only reason for people not to get involved is because they don't understand it. They don't get it. People that take a little bit of time to understand it are definitely gonna want to be involved. And we have so many success stories to share. Over 200 people have already become millionaires with this, and we are just getting started. Now, I'm not going to go into the compensation plan here. I'm going to save that for another video. However, it brings me back to Mr. Wong, the original inventor of this formula. Like I said, they were able to create over 5,000 millionaires in just 7 years. UFUN Group is using the same formula. They've been able to create over 200 millionaires in the first 12 months. They're growing even faster than the original platform. This has never been seen outside of Asia. You've never seen anything like this before. It's the most powerful compensation plan that I've ever seen, and I've seen a lot of compensation plans. So you want to make sure that you understand this. If you're not getting it quite yet, watch this presentation as many times as you need to until it clicks, because once you get this, you will want to be part of it. And so I'm going to go ahead and begin to wind this down. I just want to share a few success stories with you, and then I'll share with you how you can get more information and how you can engage with our community. So first, this is Mr. Note. He was a struggling interior decorator, had some pretty serious financial challenges when getting involved with UFUN. He is now earning over $1 million per month. You can see him standing next to his Lamborghini. This was paid for in full with cash. He's also bought a brand new Range Rover, a brand new Mercedes. Like I said, over $1 million per month. And this is not an expert marketer, not an expert networker. He just happened to be in the right place at the right time and took the right action. This is Maria. Another incredible story. Maria speaks very little English. When getting started with UFUN, she was also having some pretty serious financial challenges. She joined UFUN and went on to earn over $600,000 in just 7 months. And you can see the necklace around her neck is probably worth more than your car. So pretty serious lifestyle change for her. And like I said, I could go on and on, story after story. People who were struggling financially now paying cash for Highline cars, Rolex watches. And this is actually another very interesting story. This guy actually went from homeless to becoming a multi-millionaire by simply passing out flyers, if you can believe that. I'll share more about this story in our private group. And so like I said, the original platform was able to create over 5,000 millionaires in just 7 years. After improving on the original formula, UFUN Group has been able to create over 200 millionaires in just the first 12 months. Just average, everyday people in the right place at the right time that decided to take the right action and get involved with UFUN to buy Utoken. And none of these people had access to the tools and resources that we have access to. Like I said, we are working directly with the top executives of the company. They're supporting us, providing us with everything that we need. It's a massive global opportunity. All the English-speaking countries are completely wide open right now. And so after spending a month with billionaires and many multi-millionaires and understanding how this works, I decided to leave everything behind, move to Asia so that I could help bring this to the rest of the world. I truly believe that this is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. And so whether you want to purchase Utoken and multiply your money, or you want to partner with us and help us bring this to the rest of the world, get in contact with the person that referred you to this video. They will add you to our private mastermind group. Here you'll get more information on how to purchase Utoken. And if you want to partner with us, you'll get access to tools and resources, everything that you need to get started. You'll also get to know other top leaders from the industry, 6- and 7-figure earners. You'll be able to ask questions, get any answers that you need. Now, you do want to make sure that you're being invited by one of our VIP members. That's the only way to get access to our tools and resources. We have many thousands of dollars worth of training. It's going to give you a major advantage. You can click on members at the top of the group. Look for me and some of our other top leaders. You just want to verify that whoever invited you is a VIP member. So again, go ahead and get in contact with the person that invited you to this presentation, and we'll get you everything that you need to get started. So thanks for watching. Jamison Palmer signing off. Many blessings, and bye for now.